Okay.
If you can show me that you would be able to, well, Mom, I've worked 15 years at
Yeah.
this place, then I think you have a plan,
Right.
Or if you went to trade school and you became a car mechanic, or like, so you didn't go to college, but you went to LCC for auto mechanics for like the 2 semesters or whatever.
Right.
Like, okay, you don't have a degree, but you're a certified mechanic,
Yeah.
that's a path, and it just depends on what it is you want to do and what your plan is for it.
Interesting.
Or say you want to have, so like you with your photography,
Yeah.
if you said, I want to own my own photography business, you don't want to go get a degree, but you decide to get an associate's in business. So you know how to manage your photography business.
Right.
You already know everything there is about photography. Maybe
Right.
you'll take a class here or there, but as long as you know how to manage the business, your business can be successful. So that's what I mean when I say, like, it has to be equal somewhere.
Okay, so it's more based on then, I guess, the
Like,
equality of
what
it.
is your, it's basically like, what is your, what is behind you? What backs up your ability to be successful at whatever this chosen field is? Like, what knowledge did you have? Where did you get it? Is it worthwhile? If you had to go apply for a loan or a grant for your business, would they think you were unqualified? It doesn't always have to be a degree. It can just be like, do you have a business plan?
Okay.
Like, do you know how to write a business plan? Like, at least take that class. You don't
Okay,
have,
that makes sense.
yeah, so that's where I think the gap gets bridged, is with open-mindedness and the ability to, you got to know what you're doing no matter what. Just like, I don't care what you think, you're not going to become a doctor without going and getting a doctorate. You
Right.
got to.
Right.
I can't, like, there are states where you can become a lawyer if you pass the bar exam without
Right.
going to law school. Very few states, but hey, if you want to take that route, one day I might actually. Like, but you got to know what you're doing, because it's a lot of money to invest if you're going to not pass that test.
Yeah, true.
So, but hey, I'll probably be one of those people who goes and takes the bar exam without
Yeah.
the degree,
Right,
without
right.
going to law school.
Okay, okay. I could see that. I guess I was just thinking that more of like, I mean, it's just like we were saying, because if we don't know what we're kind of what defines our success,
Yeah, you're right.
I
You did
feel
say
like
definition.
that's where the divide is going to come into, because I mean, we can always say that, oh, it's
This or that.
this or that, or
Oh, so I can better answer your question now then, now that I
okay.
understand that. I would say it's not up to individual definitions. It's up to society standards. What is going to, bottom line is, whether you go to college or you have a job or whatever, the bottom line is you have to be able to pay bills and maintain a status in society. It's not about what mine or your definition of success is. It is, can you be successful enough to take care of yourself and your household? Bare minimum.
But that's what I'm saying. But then, doesn't it go back to? Isn't that still a standard
No.
in a sense?
If you're
Because
talking monetary, yes and no. I don't think it's a standard, because no. Okay, so do you remember, you may not remember it by this name, Maslow's triangle, or like the hierarchy of needs? So it's a psychology thing. You actually learn it when you're like really young, so a lot of people don't remember this, but I had to
Okay.
take the classes in college, so I remember. Maslow's triangle is the hierarchy of needs of all people.
okay,
There's needs and then there's wants. The 3 things in the triangle are food, shelter, and a home.
okay,
Just like the food pyramid. It's
yeah,
literally the same way. Food first, because if you're dead, you can't do
right,
anything.
right,
Shelter, because obviously you can die without that.
right,
And a home is the emotional part. Like, you can have shelter, but is it a home? Because mentally you'll be
right,
fucked up.
exactly.
So 3 basic needs. Once those needs are met, then one can focus on the wants. Now, that's why I say it's not a standard, because in order to survive in this society, take that model and just multiply it. Because as much as we want to say it's a standard, you cannot survive in this society without money. It is a need.
Okay.
If you have no money, you have no food, you have no shelter, you have no
Right.
home.
Right.
So, as much as we want to say it's a standard or it's a want or something to be successful, it's not. You have to have something, or you're not going to be okay. Your family's not going to be okay. No one's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
So that's why even if you just have a part-time job at Burger King and you barely make any money, at least you have money to buy food or money to crash on someone's couch if you had
Right.
to, or anything, hotel, whatever. Maybe you have no children, so that's okay for you,
Yeah.
you know. But if without that, I don't think it's a standard personally. I think it's a need. Like, you have to be successful, because that's why we have all these people out on our streets holding up signs for money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why people don't tend to understand that. So maybe in the past it was a standard, but nowadays not so much, I don't think. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with me, but like a lot of those people would be people who like agree, like, oh well, there's welfare. Well, welfare doesn't help everybody. And even if it does, you're still relying on something else that you can't do for yourself. If they stop giving you your welfare money or your food stamps or whatever, you are back dying. Like, you can't make it in the winter, you can't make it with no
Right.
food, and ain't nobody just giving that shit out for free.
Yeah. True. True. Because even with like that, there's isn't there certain like
Stipulations.
there's
and
certain
all that.
stipulations that go along with
Yeah.
it anyway.
Yeah, it's like they cut you off any given time and you're done.
Right.
Like, so that's the only reason
Interesting.
I feel like it's not a standard, because no matter what, it has to happen by any means. So
Man.
I can see why you feel that way though, or why your thought process is like that. Because like I think like maybe 20, 30 years ago I would agree with you, but now things have gotten so bad. It's like maybe in Jimmy Carter's time, the people's president.
No, I feel it.
Even like the people who go into the military because they
Yeah.
can't go to college.
Yeah.
There's still a plan. They pay you. They pay for your college. They give your family benefits if you get married, you know?
Right.
They pay for your housing. Like, it's a way, you
Right.
know? So, whatever the person's path may be, I feel like you bridge the gap by saying, as parents, hey, this doesn't have to be my path for you, but as long as you can tell me and explain to me why this is your path and it makes sense, like, I'll support you and we can do that, you know? Like, I know a lot of families who, like, where I came from, they didn't want their kids going to the military, especially
Right.
we were in a time of war when we
Right.
graduated.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, their family was poor,
Right.
or the kids' grades weren't good enough to go to college,
Right.
or they would have had to, or they got no scholarships because their
Right.
grades weren't good enough. They
Right,
they got
exactly.
accepted, but they would have had to pay for it.
Right.
Or you know,
Oh, and then you still
or-
need the money then.
or they were getting ready to marry their high school sweetheart because they'd been together for 4 years or something, and it's like, hey, the military makes sense for this person, you know. They probably played a lot of sports, you know. They it was a good choice for
Yeah.
them. But and then other families was just like, no, you have other options. Why are you choosing this? Like, we'll pay for you to go to college, but the person wanted to go to the military. They
Right.
wanted to help, you
Right.
know. Like Eric, for example. All of his friends went to the military. One of them died. He wanted to go, but his parents wouldn't let him.
Right.
But they were right because he had a different path, you know. And at his age, it was just he wanted to go because he felt like he was the only person he knew that wasn't stepping up to help our country
Right.
at the time. Because he
Right.
went to a small Catholic school. Like every one of the guys damn near like had a chose to go.
Right.
And he felt left out. But now he thanks his father for it later, you know, because
Right.
he runs his dad's business now. Like,
Right.
so, and he went and got a college degree. So it's just like, you gotta know your family and you gotta know yourself, you know? But yeah, I don't disagree with you either.
The one thing I look at is, I guess when it comes to knowing yourself, I feel like That's one of the biggest things that we need to like
Focus on.
focus on as people,
Yes.
because I
Most of
feel
them
like
don't
a
know
lot of us, we're
themselves.
just kind of out here.
Yeah, that's true. And then a lot of us know each other better than they know themselves.
Yeah.
But the problem is, people don't trust the people who care about them enough to let them tell you about yourself. They
Yeah.
always get offended or don't tell me
No.
about myself
Right.
or
Right.
get angry. Like, especially in like relationships and stuff, is like, okay, you blah blah blah, I know why you did this, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And then they get mad. Why
Right.
don't you just listen? The person cares about you, you know? You may be at odds with this factor about yourself, but it is still true. And a lot of people don't want to hear it, and so that causes a lot of problems. I feel like if people did give a genuine effort toward personal growth and knowing themselves better,
But I
we
think
wouldn't just
the
be out here like that.
personal growth kind of comes over time,
It
and
does.
also if and when they're ready to accept it
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly. But we have to focus our minds on being ready all the time to accept that, or we never learn anything. Like, think about it. Say it took us 35 years to be ready for that. We could have been learning for 20 years. We wasted 20 years not being ready for that. When we could have just decided to not be an asshole and limit ourselves. Instead, we look back once we reach that point and like, damn, I could have been learning for 20 more years. Sad. But yeah, you're right. It is that way.
But I feel like we're so open to not like kind of feeling a certain type of way.
Yeah, that's true. People want to avoid their emotions
Yeah.
and compartmentalize them, and then they just come back up later as trauma and triggers. When really, you have to feel it to get over it.
Eventually.
Yes. And instead, you're postponing this for 5 or 10 years,
Yeah.
and then you're still gonna have to deal with it. It's just not gonna be under your control at that point.
Yeah.
It's gonna all come out when you least expect it, when you cannot deal with it.
And it comes out in different ways then, but then we
Yeah.
never know like what or why it's happening
Yep.
then,
Until you go to
because then it's
counseling and they bring it out
Yep.
of you. And you could have just handled it when it occurred. Instead of being a little bitch and running to drugs or alcohol, or
yeah.
for some people, sleeping around, or whatever it is they do that's a vice of theirs, or meth. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's you're right. You're right.
But I mean, but isn't that's where the personal growth kind of comes in.
You're right.
And that's where the personal growth kind of
Takes over, or
that's why I kind of say that it's a if and when.
No, you're right. So, like, for example, me. I can use one of my examples from my life. So, when I was younger, like high school or whatever, as you know, I grew up with my grandma in the middle of nowhere. It was very boring out there. All I did was play sports and coach, basketball and stuff like that. I knew I was going to college. I had scholarships already. I had a college chosen. I had offers to play basketball at other places. I had visited. I made my choice. And then I injured my knee. And I had to have surgery my senior year. I didn't get to play basketball my senior year.
Right.
After all these years of being ready to go play college basketball. And that was like depressing. Like, I missed so I did it in like a AAU season, which was like over the summer and over the summer of my junior year. And then I didn't end up having the surgery until my first semester of college, like during.
Oh, why would you wait so long?
Well, because they were trying to give me physical therapy to avoid having surgery, and then I ran. They cleared me for like certain like field events in track, so I wouldn't lose my scholarship.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out the way they wanted it to. Like, it was pretty bad. They thought the physical therapy would work, and then also I chose not to have the surgery because I'm like, I can't do this in the middle of my last year of high school.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be a nightmare.
Right.
So it didn't go well. And thankfully I had already chosen my college and been accepted for sports teams and stuff before it happened. So like, I got lucky there. But it was really depressing. Now, like, when I was in high school, like I said, it was very boring. Most of the people drank, smoked, you
Yeah.
know, all that. I didn't. I had never even tried alcohol till I was like 17.
Yeah.
And it was like at my basketball coach's house. His son was like 3 years
Yeah.
older than us. And I didn't like it. And I was like, nah, it's not for me. And then, but like everyone else was doing all that shit, partying, doing all that shit because it was so boring out there.
Right.
I was like, no, I'm straight, you know? And so then I got to college. Like, I didn't drink till I was in college. And, like, at first it was obviously excessively because you're going to frat parties and all
Right.
this shit. But then you learn, like, what you can tolerate and what
Yeah.
And then, so, like, it was never a problem for me. But then, after I had to have my surgery, and then I couldn't get on our varsity team because I had to sit out the whole year.
Yeah.
Like, I would have had to start all over the next year. And then, that's like the whole reason that I had chose that college as well. It's like, so I'm thinking about transferring schools,
Yeah.
all that shit. And so because I couldn't do anything, and like the basketball team was the only thing that was keeping me like from going off the deep end like all these other people in the
Yeah.
college where I started drinking. And I'm like, okay, well, I might as well just go fucking party and enjoy something, you know?
Right.
And so I started drinking too much. And then it took this guy that I was talking to. He was on the football team. And he ended up having to go back home. He was from Ohio. He ended up having to go back home because he had a 2-year-old. And he ended up joining the Army instead.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, this isn't you. Like, you can't be doing this, you know?
Right.
And, you know, it resonated with me. So I stopped, you know, for a while. I just like put a chill on it, you know? And then so after that, like, I went back home for a while. And then so when I met my daughter's dad, it was the next year. And he wasn't a drinker either. Like, he smoked weed. He's from LA. He smoked weed. I didn't smoke. Still don't. Like, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But, like, he actually ended up meeting some people at school that drank too much. And that's how he ended up with his issues.
Yeah.
And, so after him and I got in a relationship and, you know, I was back in Lansing or whatever, back when you and I met and all that, it was like, the personal growth part came in because all those same reasons and all the stress, I realized, like, yo, I'm drinking every day. Like, because it's just here, you know? Like, he's always got it. Like, it's here.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do.
Right.
And, like, I realized that it had become a habit. And I'm like, it's not that it was a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't get
Yeah.
drunk. I just drank, you
It
know?
was just routine.
Yeah, but then I was like, yeah, you know, like, people come from home from work and have a beer or something.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but this isn't what I want for myself. Because I don't do this. I want my health, you know? I just,
Yeah.
it's not normal for me. And, but it takes like an avid personal growth mind to get out of that. Like, and even though I told myself like, hey, what are you doing? It still took me like a few more months to like actually stop doing it. And the same thing like with the fast food.
Oh,
Like,
but that's
told
why I
you-
said if and when, though.
Yeah, but the personal growth was always there. It just had to be brought to my attention. Like one day I'm sitting out on the balcony by myself and I'm just like, well, why am I drinking this?
Yeah.
You know? And then that's when I realized like personal growth is not so much what you do and don't do or how you look at things. It's do you have a reason for everything you do? Everything I do, I ask myself now, why are you doing this? If I have a reason, I will go ahead and do it. Like right now, I had a taste for 1800. Like, I'm not stressed out. Like, I ask myself, are you stressed out? Is that why you're drinking? Are you angry? Are you, you know, no, I just like it. And then I decide, okay, you can go ahead and do that. Now, if I had been like stressed out or irritated or like upset with someone, I might have not bought it. Or been like, no, that's the wrong reason to do that.
Facts.
So, but that's where the personal growth comes in. Is like, can you ask yourself, can you justify what you're doing? Like, same thing with like relationships, like personal growth. Like maybe someone says they love you, but they cheat on you. And they don't even have a reason. If they can ask themselves like, hey, I'm about to cheat on this person. Why am I about to do this? A lot of times the people who take that step, they don't end up doing it. You know? Like, or, hey, I'm about to go spend this money on blah, blah, blah. Why am I doing that? If you can be like, oh, I just want it
Yeah.
and I can afford it, okay, go ahead. Or, oh, I wanted this because so and so has this.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna buy it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like shit like that. That's what personal growth is in my book.
So
But yeah, it's an interesting path.
I definitely feel like personal growth kind of it definitely takes its time.
Oh, yeah,
Especially if
because
you, if you're
always
not
get
if you're not if you're not
motivation.
looking for it, it's not gonna
That's
be
the
there.
thing. You gotta.
But it will come at you even when you're not looking for it.
It's gonna have
And
to.
then
It'll force you.
it's like, oh, okay, it's here. Am I
Yeah.
ready for it? No.
Am I accepting this, or I'm gonna be a little bitch about it?
Right.
And
Am I
you're
ready
gonna
for it? No.
postpone it, and then it's gonna hit you harder later on.
Right. Or
like for example, you don't fit this example. I'm just gonna use your situation as an example. Say, because personal growth already hit you and you've accepted it. But let's say you didn't. Say it hits you now.
it's still a work in progress. We ain't gonna go
but
there.
you've accepted it though, because you're willing and you're trying. That means you've accepted it.
Yeah.
And you long accepted it a long time ago. But let's say you're one of those asshole people who's like, no.
Ma'am.
Like, and so it hits you now. You have a choice to accept it while you still live with your mom. You still got help. You got blah, blah, blah. Say it hits you 20 years from now when your mom ain't here. You're assed out and homeless like a bum with a dog holding up a cardboard sign because you turned that shit down 20 years ago. Or for some people, maybe it's not their mom, maybe it's their wife, and now they're divorced because they didn't grow as a person, and the wife left them and took the kids. Like, you know, and shit like that. Yeah.
That if and when is
Yeah.
and when is powerful. It's a powerful thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Ain't even gonna lie.
I gotta go make this damn sandwich.
Yeah?
Hey, can you put this in the trunk?
I got you.
Thank you.